YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, you are the reason this channel is anything. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling, fam. We got an incredible one for you today, fam. If you guys have not watched my initial impressions video of the Rafferty Lucky Devil, you guys need to go back and check it out because I think it sets up well to what we're going to talk about here today. Because I said in that video that I felt like on paper, that the Rafferty Lucky Devil should be the best pistol in my shooting pistol in my collection and should be the best pistol that I've ever shot. And why do I say that? I say that because the top two guns that I have ever shot are my Atlas Arabus, which you can see right here. And the Arabus is an amazing gun. It's manufactured to the nines. It's got that big comp on the front. It is so soft shooting, so fast. Atlas trigger, my opinion, one of the best triggers out there on the market, right? And so the only gun that has even tied this, I've never shot a gun better than this. The only gun that's ever tied it is the Rafferty Customs quad port, right? So that being said, when I had a chance to pick up the Lucky Devil and I found out a few things. Number one, it has a very similar design structure to the Arabus. Its comp is even bigger. It's also ported, and it's a steel frame gun. Come, look. Fam, look, if somebody were to say to make a gun better than the Arabus, what would you have to do? I would have likely said, yeah, you're probably going to need, you know, a long slide, somewhere between 4.6 and 5 inch barrel length on it. Longer slide, you're going to want to have a big comp on the front like the Arabus, but then you probably want to add some ports and yeah, probably make it a steel frame, and then that would theoretically on paper that would probably be better, significantly, noticeably better than the Arabus. I didn't know Rafferty was going to do it. They went and did it, fam. Rafferty Customs did that. So some of you guys may not have heard of Rafferty. They've been around for a long time, making some of the best 2011s in the industry. They're right up there with the Venoms of the world, right up there with the Infinities of the world, right up there with the Hayes of the world, right up there with the Atlases of the world. You're going to be hard pressed to find better made pistols than the pistols that Rafferty produces. And so there was no doubt that a Rafferty was going to end up in my collection. But the fact that I got this pretty much one of one Rafferty, there is not another one out there. He's made a few that are similar to this, non-steel and comped and ported, one of one. Unlikely that he's going to be making any more of these anytime soon, certainly for the next year to 2 years. So for a while, I can say that I have a one of a kind Rafferty. And There are other Raffertys, but arguably this is the best Rafferty on the planet, at least on paper, right? So let's get into the review and see how it holds up relative to the 2A NLA review. All right, fam, if you've never seen a 2A NLA review, it's relatively straightforward. 0, worst possible score, hot trash. 100, perfection in every way. I've never had a 0, never had 100. Typically, a typical average gun is going to get you 50 to 60. Think Glock 17, Gen 5 MOS out of the box. That's a 50 to 60 gun. Gonna go bang every time. Very reliable. No real bells and whistles, feels, or thrills. Something that's 60 and 70 is one deviation above the mean. Maybe there is a specific characteristic or two about that gun that take it up a notch from the average gun. If you've got something that's kind of 70 to 80, that's a very good firearm. That has a couple of features, if not more, that really distinguish it from kind of your average gun. And if you've got something 80 to 90, now you're kind of cooking with gas. Now you're talking about very close to or at best in class in a particular category. And something 90 and above, grail gun status. All right, fam. First up, fit and finished, fam. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All steel construction, everything. The slide is just all buttery smooth. Tolerances are crazy tight. 0 wiggle anywhere to be found in the gun. This thing is built like a tank. Phenomenal internals, fam. Fit and finish on this firearm, you know, as you would expect with a Rafferty, but especially this Rafferty, 15 out of a possible 15. All right, fam, next up, durability, fam. Like I said, all steel gun. This gun is built like a tank. Rafferty uses the best possible internals that you can get. A lot of these parts are Atlas parts. You know, Atlas does just a phenomenal job at producing quality materials. Yeah, if you guys take care of this gun, a Rafferty gun, it will last several lifetimes. Durability, 15 out of a possible 15. Next up, fam, reliability. So, if you guys have watched my review, obviously this is a competition pistol. It's a pure born race gun. And typically speaking, competition pistols tend to be a little finicky relative to the ammo. But I gotta say, fam, I ran several different brands, several different grains through the gun. Typically in my 2011s, I run 124 grain full metal jacket. And I never had any issues. A lot of rounds through this gun right now. Haven't had one single malfunction or misfeed. Reliability, 15 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, trigger. Did I mention to you that this is an Atlas trigger? Fam. Atlas trigger tuned to the nines. Let me get to you so you can see that. Look, fam, you're at the wall. For all intents and purposes, there's ever so little take up. Ever so little. Woo! Fam, look. I'll put the pull weight up there. This trigger is crazy, crazy light. Crazy, feathery, smooth though. Still, I like about Atlas triggers, all their triggers are kind of sub 2 pound triggers, usually from 1 pound to 2 pound, depending on how it's set. This trigger feels even lighter. What I will say about Atlas triggers is that even though they're feathery smooth and have really low weight, they still have a very clear, defined wall, audible, and an audible reset. And to me, you know, those are things that separate the unbelievable triggers from just really good triggers, right? Atlas did it. Trigger, 15 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, ergonomic. So 2011 grip style, Atlas grips. What? Fam, Atlas grips are some of the best grips out there. Primarily because they have this unique system where you can put in side panels, and Rafferty just has it set up perfect. I feel like it's the perfect amount of grip, you know, and a perfect amount of aggressiveness, not too aggressive, but just aggressive enough. The fact that you can just lay your support hand right there, and it's almost, you got that built-in ledge. Not that you're going to need it, because the recoil on this gun is ridiculous. We'll get to that in a minute. But fam, ergonomics are phenomenal. The gun just feels great in the hand. It's a heavy gun because it's a steel frame gun, but fam, look, ergonomics, 10 out of a possible 10. All right, fam, next up, accuracy. Look, fam, this is where things start to get a little bit out of control. I told you guys before, like, the Arabus and the Venom Quad Point, best shooting guns I've ever shot. And I said on paper, with the same trigger that the Arabus and the Venom use, right? Only in my opinion, tuned a little bit better for its purpose. An all steel gun, the huge comp and ported, I was like, this gun better be crazy accurate. And fam, I started off shooting from about, I don't know, 5 yards, just to kind of make sure my dot was 0, make sure, you know, get used to the gun, and I'm, you know, kind of same hole. Then I freshened up my targets, moved back to 10 yards, kind of very small groupings. Then I go back to 15 yards. Still opening up a little bit, still like crazy. You know, I always say there's a difference between accuracy and precision. Accuracy is shooting and hitting a gun in the area in which you're trying to hit. Think about, am I getting all my shots in the A zone, right? Precision is being able to put the bullet right where you want it to put the bullet. This gun is accurate, as are most of the 2011s in my collection. This one more so. And not only that, it's precise. And it's different being precise in the hands of a master level shooter or a grandmaster level shooter. It's much more different being precise in the hands of a medium level shooter, an average shooter. For me to be going out 15, 20, 25 yards, still getting A-zone accuracy, close to precision, is well above what my normal skill set. But this gun, the weight of the gun, coupled with the comp, coupled with the ports, it's almost unfair. Like it takes the best I could describe it. If you guys play video games, if you guys have played Madden, the first time you ever played Madden, you probably put it on like beginner level, and then you start beating the computer by 60, 70, 80, 90 points. You're like, okay, it's not a challenge anymore. I need to step. This makes shooting the beginner level, fam. For real, for real, for real. This makes shooting the beginner level. Accuracy, for the first time in the history of the channel, I've never given anything over a 10 in accuracy. But if the Arabus has a 10 in accuracy, I'm giving this one a 12 out of a possible 10 points in accuracy. I said it, 12. That's how crazy accurate this gun is. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. 12 out of possible 10 for accuracy. All right, fam, these next two categories we're going to put together: maintenance and upkeep and aftermarket support. We've kind of been down this road for 2011s. Plenty of aftermarket support, more and more every day. There are over 30 companies now manufacturing 2011 and 2011 variants. More and more companies and manufacturers are creating parts and everything for them. And so 4 out of 5 there. Maintenance and upkeep, same as any 2011. 4 out of 5 there for maintenance and upkeep and aftermarket support. All right, fam. Next up, affordability. Fam. This is the part where I lose you guys usually. This is the part in the review where things go drastically wrong. Where all of a sudden I'm rolling, cruising at 200 miles an hour, and all of a sudden I run right into a brick wall. This gun is ridiculously expensive. I'll put it up there. I told you. I told you. I don't even want to say it out loud. It's so expensive. But I'll say this, fam. For what it is, for an all-steel gun, ported, comped, rose gold attributes, incredibly manufactured, it's probably worth it, fam. It's probably worth it. And the fact that there isn't another one on God's green earth, and probably won't be for quite some time, yeah, it is. It's probably worth it. But you know what it also is? It's a 0 out of 5 for affordability. For the first time in the history of the channel, I am giving a gun 0 for affordability points. Now, usually when you got a gun that's, $6 or $7, $8, $9,000, you get 1 for affordability for me. But you get a gun that's 10,000 or more, yeah, no, fam, that's a 0. That's a big fat 0 for affordability for the Rafferty Lucky Devil. All right, fam, last up, flex. Is Instagram gonna go crazy? Are your boys gonna be like, damn? Absolutely. Look, fam, the gun is beautiful. If there were nothing special about this gun, just based on it, in terms of how it shoots, just based on aesthetics, you'd probably get a 5 out of 5 for flex. But the fact that it's a Rafferty, the fact that aesthetically it's beautiful, the fact that it shoots like any other pistol I have ever shot, any other pistol I've ever shot, the fact that it's still comped and ported, the fact that it's a 1 of 1, I'm doing it again. I'm breaking the rules again. 6 out of a possible 5 points for flex. All right, fam, look, if you add all of that up, you get a whopping 96 out of a possible 100. 96 out of a possible 100 after it got 0 points for affordability. Look, fam, this is the best shooting gun that I've ever shot. Best shooting gun I've ever shot. In terms of aesthetics and attractiveness, it's up there with some of the best in my collection. The accuracy of the gun, how flat it shoots, how fast it shoots, how accurate it shoots, it just makes the gun on an entirely different level. I don't know how else to say it. Fam, a while back, I said, this is before I got my Venom. This was before I got my Haze. Obviously before I got the Rafferty. Before I got my Infinity. My pistol collection was dominated by Atlas. And I told you guys then, I said I got some more guns coming in 2024 that I think are really going to push Atlas. Guns that I think or have similar level manufacturing and styling and shootability, and all these manufacturers have answered the bell. Rafferty has clearly answered the bell with a 96 out of a possible 100. All right, fam, that's it for this episode. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.